So in this video, I want to answer two questions, or at least address two questions that have been on my mind, might be on your mind too, which are, is this ascension thing for real, or is it just all some made up stuff? And the second question is, if it is for real, what is going on with the timing? What is going on with all of these people having prophecies, saying, oh, this is going to happen this summer or whatever. You know, this whole anxiety that we often have, or that I have, of like, what's going to happen next? So here I am in the fairly wilderness. I'm hiking along this trail, and I was out kayaking, whitewater kayaking yesterday. Maybe we can put in some footage of that just for fun. But this has been a question on my mind. This is what I woke up to in my tent this morning. It was a very rainy night. It's been rainy for about 3 days straight, which is great for the rivers. It brings up the rivers. The water has come up by about 3 times what it was before the rain. But it's not so great when you're in a tent and you wake up and everything is like soaked. Oh, that light is a little bit, maybe that's better light. All right, so let's address the first question, because I sat pretty quietly for like a while, and during that time I was trying to connect and download, and it's a great place to do it when you're out in the wilderness. And so, or near wilderness. I'm walking into the actual wilderness. And the first thing I got is it real? And the answer is yes, but it's often misunderstood. What I mean by that is, as I probed or went deeper into this question, and by the way, for those who are curious, I asked, who am I speaking to, and got the Arcturians. Arcturian Council is who they've come through as before. Anyway, and their answer was that yes, the reason why this is happening is that we humans, we've been in chains. We've been in a lot of chains for years. You know, I have a lot of friends here on this trip, and just people I know in general who are sort of the baby boomer persuasion. I'm not quite there, but a lot of them travel around, they're in retirement, they seem to be enjoying life. So my question was, well, why, what's the problem? And the answer I got back, which was obvious in retrospect, is like, well, that's a tiny fraction of humanity who experiences that level of freedom that they're having, and all of humanity should be experiencing that level of freedom. All of humanity deserves that level of freedom. And to be able to have that, not through material means of working hard and saving and saving and saving, and then hoping that you have that security and that freedom at the end of that long, hard working life, but that you achieve that through alignment with who we really are, alignment with the universe, alignment with what I sometimes call the universal mind, that I believe when we align with, provides for us, but not always in the ways that we expect. And so all of humanity deserves this, but the way, the structures, how we have set things up, I see the next generation, like it's Gen Z, I know a lot of them because of having family in that age range. And those folks, those kids, you could call them, they're all working so hard. They're already doing jobs, doing college, and you might say, well, that's normal. They need to get prepared for this normal life. But what are we preparing them for when it's just really preparing them for a sense of being chained to a job, chained to the matrix, so to speak? Is that what we're preparing them for? Is that really what we want for them? I mean, it kind of saddens me that thinking of them being chained for 40 some odd years until finally, hopefully, they have some freedom. But, they don't believe that they're going to have any Social Security or anything left here in the United States, that they're going to have the fruits of any of that. So it's kind of a whole game we've all played. And the answer is that yes, ascension is about this process of giving us all a much greater degree of freedom, regardless of skin color, gender, location, socioeconomic status, that we can all, as humanity, have access to the freedom to be who we want to be, to do the work that has meaning for us, and engage with what interests us, not what we feel like we have to do just to get by. So that was question number one. Question number two was, well, okay, then what's the timing of this? What's going to happen and when? And what I got was this picture of on the river yesterday. Now, this is an actual thing that happened, which wasn't anything bad. Just to foreshadow for you and not be anticipatory in the way of like, oh, here's a hook. And then exciting things. No, I was running a class 4 rapid, which on the whitewater scale, it's challenging, but not ridiculous. And there were 2 possible lines that I could have taken. Well, more than 2, but 2 that I was considering. One that was my friend was doing, going straight down through the rapid, sort of an easy, straightforward thing. And then there was this other line that was like intriguing to me, of running in my kayak down one side and then having to make this tight move over to the other side. And again, I'll try to put some footage in here if I can.
Here comes Morgan and the Grim Reaper. Of course, he made it look very easy, of course. That looked good too.
Because somebody caught me doing that. So I was debating the whole way down the river, which one do I want to do? Which one do I want to do? And so for a while I was going to take the more challenging line, and then I was feeling not so great on the river. I was feeling not so energetic, so I'm like, no, I'll just take the easier one, do the one that my friend's doing. And then by the time I got there, I was feeling more energized again. And I'm like, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the more challenging one. I'm going to challenge myself because this will be fun. And so I took the more challenging line, and it went fine. But see, that decision was made in the moment based on the conditions. Like it had, after days of rain, it had gotten sunny at that point, so I was feeling better. And I think this is the message that I got for this whole process of life, but in specific, this ascension thing, that this whole idea of prophecy is kind of ridiculous, because prophecy says that it's going to happen one way, one exact way, in one exact timing. And what the download said, what the Arcturian said is, no, it's much more like this river trip where we have different people in different moods and different conditions. Like if it was 4 days ago that we were on that river, that same river would have been 1/4 of the level that it is right now. And at 1/4 of the level, all of the lines, all of the ways that you go down the river change. The weather conditions were different. The people would have been very different 4 days ago. Would have been maybe me by myself or something. So that's the thing, is that you can't, like with a trip like this, I was thinking about, oh, what if somebody just put together an exact itinerary? If we're going to do this, then this, then this, then this, then this. At least this group of people that I'm with, none of us would come for such a trip, because we all come here to see each day, what do people feel like doing? What are the conditions? What is the weather? What is the mood? What is the energy? And then acting in each moment according to that. And I got this clear message that this process that we are going through as humanity, yes, it does have this end state of more freedom, but more freedom, more abundance, all of that. But how we get there is an ever-changing, dynamic, in-the-moment thing. It's not a preordained, exactly this is going to happen. Yes, there are things that are likely to happen that may be showing up in people's visions, people's prophecies, certain events that have a higher likelihood at some point of occurring, but exactly when they're going to occur and how they're going to occur and with whom and all of that, it's dynamic. And this is such an important message for anybody who, like me, likes to go through all of the videos on YouTube or wherever it is, listen to the podcasts, whatever your personal mode of tuning in and figuring out what's going to happen next. What's going to be the next big thing? Is there going to be some kind of disclosure happening? Or is there going to be some kind of Earth event? Some kind of flash, solar flash? Or what? Or poles shifting? I mean, I've heard all sorts of things. And I think all of those things are possible at some point during this process. But the most important thing for us, each one of us, is to get up each day and live our best life, creating towards more freedom, more of the joy, more of the beauty, more of the experience. I mean, I was thinking to myself as I was in this tent, I mean, it was pretty rainy out at the time. Now it's cleared up. I was thinking, I am so lucky. Like, it's very easy for me to wake up in a beautiful place like this and have the freedom to even come here and say, oh yeah, everything's right in the world. I understand that a situation like this makes that easier. But I have to go back to responsibilities, to lots of responsibilities. And I understand that sometimes I relate to those responsibilities in a way that's more from a standpoint of freedom, of I chose this, I get to do this stuff, versus a standpoint that is, oh no, I have all this stuff I have to do just to get by. We all get to choose that. And even if we think we don't have the choice, we at least have small choices every day. And when we make the small choices towards more freedom, more enjoyment of our lives, those compound and add up into bigger expressions, bigger creations, bigger manifestations of that same freedom. And it compounds. So maybe that's the message for the day. Don't look for prophecy. At least I'm going to stop looking for that and look towards, what's this energy like? What's this situation like that I'm in? What's here and now for me? And what can I make of this? How can I make this a great day and a great time? So let's have a look around. There are some great mountains around, like basically right up that way. There's all sorts of mountains. It's a wilderness area. in northern Idaho. And it's an awesome area, but I can't really show you. So I'd have to hike quite a bit further, and I've got to get back and do some breakfast. So this is Morgan Giddings. Thanks for being here, and really, I hope you'll tune in and have a great day.